Since the beginning of the pandemic, our inner city youth and young adults were hit the hardest. They experienced school and park closures, cancellation activities, and were isolated socially. Inner city youth often turn to school and outside activities to escape their impoverished conditions within their home. Hi, my name is Tommy McBrayer, and I was born and raised in South Minneapolis, where I played high school and college basketball. In 2019, I became a lead community organizer for the Central neighborhood. Just months later, I became a survivor of gun violence. I was shot 2 times in my stomach, so I know firsthand what it feels like to be disabled physically, traumatized mentally, and emotionally detached. Having to go about life normally isn't as easy as it sounds. It took learning about the cycle of trauma, meditation, and self-love to understand the importance of internal healing. Today, I stand proud as the founder and CEO of Don't Shoot Guns, Shoot Hoops, which is a grassroots organization that was created by a Black man, that's me, that can relate to the daily problems of gun violence survivors, a true product of my environment and a devoted nonviolence advocate. This is what we are doing. Our organization uses basketball as a vehicle to bring violence prevention programs and events to the inner cities affected by gun violence. We realized the need is to go deeper than basketball, so we designed and implemented a boys and men basketball and leadership camp, 5 days, 4 nights, where we focus on anger management, trauma, meditation, and anti-racism in the 4 agreements. We did this by taking young men from their everyday environments and immersing them in a space of new possibilities. Our mission is to help urban city youth impacted by gun violence increase their social and emotional skills. We envision a nation gun violence free, where life expectancy rates for youth and young adults improves, and our urban city communities have an opportunity to heal from the trauma without living in fear. Did you know that young men under the age of 25 are 22 times more likely to be murdered by a firearm than any other race? Which impacts our very own city of Minneapolis, where we had a 47% increase in homicides in 2021. Taking a closer look at the causes of gun violence, we found that there are structural disadvantages that contribute to the negative impacts of our young people's social and emotional health. Gun violence exposes our communities to PTSD, antisocial behavior, depression, and anxiety, which directly disadvantages our youth as a community, as the community opportunities and health decreases. I attended a trauma training held by Minnesota Peace Building in 2020 that taught me the cycle of trauma, what it looked like, felt like, and how not to sit with your trauma. They really painted a picture of the things I was going through and would experience. After I learned about meditation and the importance of breathing, I read books like The 4 Agreements, which taught me not to take things personally, to be impeccable with my words, don't make assumptions, and to always do my best. I realized that these lessons were not only transformational, but teachable. It made me want to create a space to give others opportunity to heal in spite of their trauma. This is where the Boys and Men in Basketball Leadership Program was created. I want to intentionally give our youth in the city a space to be vulnerable, heard, and uplifted. Since 2021, our organization has built relationships with our youth, local businesses, school officials, and law enforcement. We create avenues for support through participation, relationships, and sponsorships by meeting with schools, businesses, and families through in-person engagement, networking events, social media, etc. Our current program has allowed us to engage with 500 youth, 1,000 community members, and 70 local businesses per year. We are projecting to engage with 1,000 youth and 2,000 community members in 2024. We are projecting an increase in revenue of 120%, building on the 110,000 earned, resulting in our program engaging with 2,000 youth and 4,000 community members by year 2025, and allowing us to further make an impact in our industry. Increase to our revenue through government funds, donations, and partnerships not only allows us to remain mission focused by continuing our current programming, but also allows for adjustment to our operational costs such as salary and benefit packages to attract the right talent. As our personnel costs are expected to increase with 127% revenue growth, now it's your turn. we ask that you be a part of the solution by making a commitment to end gun violence and to help lift the financial burden by making a donation or sponsoring our programs. Your contribution goes directly to the cause of making life-changing experiences to our youth possible. This is how change happens. One hoop at a time, one conversation at a time. Thank you.
I introduce to you my grandma, my great-grandma, and my great-great-grandma, representing over 150 years of my family's cultural knowledge and teachings. My great-grandma only spoke Ojibwe, and her daughter, my grandma, was sent to the Pipestone Indian boarding school at the age of 10 to be culturally assimilated. 50 years later, none of her 5 children can string together more than a couple words of Ojibwe. It only took one generation for my family to be robbed of our language and a millennium of our cultural knowledge. The culture and language of this country's indigenous nations are eroding at a rapid pace, nearing extinction. There are fewer than 1,000 native speakers of Ojibwe left in this country. I fear that we are only a few generations away from becoming known as the people who were the Ojibwe. If we can take back our language and preserve our culture, we are giving our youth a reason to be proud of their indigenous identity, which will be the catalyst for the next generations to lead us into the future, preserving the work of our ancestors. Bonjour. Bonjour means hello, and that's how easy we've made it to take back our language. My name is Tony, and I'm the founder of Nashke Native Games. Our mission is to increase awareness and empower learning of the Ojibwe language and culture. We have chosen to take a radical approach of solving this problem. We have gamified how we excite and teach our language and culture. This is the future of preserving indigenous knowledge, and Nashke Games is on the forefront of this movement. Why use games, you may ask? Motivation. Studies show that games played in the classroom changes everything to increasing engagement, to how good students feel about learning. Confidence. Language learning is intimidating. Most of us don't want to be extroverted in our language learning. We're afraid of making mistakes or being judged. Our games offer an inviting way to use our language while building confidence. Practice. We know we must use it or we will lose it. However, there are very few practical applications for native language learners to use their language. Our games offer a natural setting to use our language daily. And the best reason of all to use games is that they work. We have 2 types of games: reimagined traditional games. These are games that the Ojibwe people have been playing for hundreds of years. We also have contemporary games based in Ojibwe language and culture. Both sets of these games makes learning Ojibwe language and culture easy, fun, and exciting. 9 out of 10 Minnesotans indicate they want more Native content taught in our schools. However, teachers have a hard time finding reliable resources. The resources that they find aren't engaging, and they don't feel comfortable teaching a culture that they're not familiar with. And moreover, teachers are overloaded. We can't continue to put more on our teachers. Kids love my games. They're fun and exciting, and they naturally love playing them, making it easy on students and teachers alike. The sky is the limit. I've been met with so much enthusiasm. I'm happy to say we've exceeded our expectation, but that shows me that the need is real. 15 school districts are already using our games, and I am confident we will be able to partner with all 171 Indian education programs in the next 3 years. Our revenues are forecasted to grow 65% the first year, 24% years 2 to 3, and we forecasted $113,000 worth of revenue the first year, breaking even in 2024. Our expected revenue growth is in part to expanding wholesale markets such as Birchbark Books and the Minnesota Historical Society. We are expanding our services and products as well to include hosting games and supplemental workbooks. In 3 years, we are looking to capture $500,000 of the market's almost $9 million of annual revenue. We have launched a Chuff campaign to help support our mission and goals. You can donate and share with your friends and family. No donation is too small. Every penny we raise will support the survival of our Ijitwawin, of our culture and language. The greater net we cast, the more impact we will make. So please scan, like, and share. Every donation we receive, we will donate one of our flagship games to a Native-led organization serving Native youth and elders. Ahaw, miigwechinde kid. Thank you, I say.
LGBTQIA2+ people have historically faced social, legal, and institutional discrimination. Many still experience emotional or physical attacks at work, in public, and even in their families. As a result, we suffer twice the rates of mental health and substance use concerns, more social isolation, and lower access to community resources and healthcare. Queer people, especially those with intersectional identities, are disproportionately affected by the social determinants of health, including economic opportunities and social inclusion. There's a solution. The National Institute of Health reports community activities improve physical and psychological well-being. An inclusive hub space is what our community needs to move from surviving to thriving. I'm Hillary Odie, co-founder of Community Collaborative. We are working together to create a space for everything from tabletop gameplay to tea dances, a space that provides options and opportunities for wealth building, connectedness, and queer joy. Thanks to community pioneers, the LGBTQIA2+ or queer community in Minnesota has a strong art scene, many protective policy measures, and more inclusive and accessible healthcare than ever before. There have been many attempts over the past 40+ years to start a traditional LGBTQ+ center. Still, the Twin Cities is the only major metropolitan area in the US without a central hub space. The passion and dedication of past leaders was up against racism, misogyny, and the limitations of traditional nonprofit models, with unreliable funding and limited capacity. But our community has always found creative ways to connect. Community Collaborative addresses these persistent challenges by creating a modern community space for how people live and connect today. Much of Minnesota's queer community has been and continues to be left out of programs and community spaces, like bars, that have traditionally been geared toward the needs of cis white gay men. There are over 200,000 people who identify as part of the queer community in the Twin Cities. The diversity of this group is growing, with more elders, youth, BIPOC, trans, sober, and disabled people represented. It's time for an innovative solution to meet their needs. We've done a year of research and community engagement with everyone from community leaders and parents to elders and college students to understand community needs, inform plans, and develop partnerships. We are working to build out about 8,000 square feet that will be a catalyst for queer people, nonprofits, community groups, and business owners. QC will house a coffee lounge, meeting rooms, offices, and special event space, and offer programming in partnership with groups and people already supporting the community. We will be able to host all of these activities or almost anything queer folks can think of. Our ownership crowdfunding model is different than a fundraiser or Kickstarter. Backers will be actual owners with financial payback, not just a branded trinket. We plan to raise $225,000 from over 1,000 community members who will be co-owners of the social enterprise. We will use the funds to furnish the space, pay for private security, and buy equipment. Our money will stay in and give back to the community, no matter the political climate. Community ownership will supplement the co-founders' contribution, small business loans, and grant funding we've already secured. Queer people in the Twin Cities spend over $417 million on recreation, socializing, and entertainment each year, with about half of those in our target market. We aim to capture just 1% of the market share. Community Collaborative has diverse revenue streams. We project an annual revenue of $1.2 million in 2025, the first full year of operations. We will welcome an estimated 4,000 members and visitors and will partner with 25 community groups. Most operational revenue will come from memberships, food and beverage sales, event fees, and space rental. This is the current QC team of co-founders, board members, and advisors. Our team brings to this project not only decades of experience in community organizing and organizational development, we have the lived experience and creativity needed to combine business and collective impact strategies to bring Community Collaborative to life. Minnesotans continue to experience trauma resulting from homophobia, transphobia, and identity-based shame. At Community Collaborative, we are addressing this with these 6 impact goals for supporting our people and strengthening our community. The more options the community has, the closer we can get to meeting everyone's needs. The time is now for intentional space making, connections, and creating queer joy. Let's keep the conversation going. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and visit our website to sign up for our newsletter for opportunities to share ideas, get updates, invites, and offers like free membership as we work to create our community.
Blackness is not a diagnosis. Unfortunately, all too often, those in control of Black health tend to see it as such. I hearken back to medical school, learning about various conditions and noting that each one was tied inextricably to African Americans, as if we're destined to exist with a chronic illness. At each instance, the attitude was both definitive and dismissive, like it was a done deal with no need for further explanation or, heaven forbid, an actual fix. Good afternoon, my name is Dr. Ayana Kwamina, and I'm a naturopathic physician and owner of Indigo Wellness. Although I was in school almost 15 years ago, this is still very much a problem today. 70% of physicians show some level of implicit racial bias. Racial and ethnic minorities receive lower quality health care than white people, even when insurance status, income, age, and severity of conditions are comparable. 41% of Black patients outwardly signal to providers that they are educated, knowledgeable, and prepared in order to offset the bias they instinctually know they'll come in contact with. Essentially, they will dress differently, change their tone and diction, and use larger words because they already know they'll be seen as lesser than as soon as they walk into the medical office. It's a tough reality, but not all healthcare is focused on do no harm. When I was pre-med, I asked about 6 medical doctors their advice about working within the industry. They all discouraged me, replying with something similar to, "Don't go into medicine if you want to heal people." Luckily, after an intense search, I found naturopathic medicine, which aligned with my healing goals. There are many similarities between the two modalities. We both could go to a full medical school, we have medical boards, and both have state and governmental oversight. There are also vast differences. Whereas a typical visit with the medical doctor averages 10 minutes, our visits are 60 minutes each time. We focus on diagnosing and treating the full body as a whole, and we utilize a variety of effective modalities. This style of medicine gives me the essential time and flexibility needed so I can give personalized and integrated care to each of my patients. I love seeing them reach their health goals, as well as teaching them about their bodies and how to listen to its cues. After treating the general population for the past 14 years, the George Floyd murder changed my primary focus solely onto Black women. Black women who perform at the higher levels of their careers, such as heads of companies, VPs, EDs, and the like. I'm not just treating them, but also enacting a trickle-down approach. By maintaining the vitality of industry leaders, they can continue the difficult and essential work of systemic change. Adding to that, as the only practicing Black naturopathic doctor in the state, I am primed to assist with this change as well. Indigo Wellness aims to simplify healthcare and optimize the time our target market has available for self-care and attention. This means automation. For one annual fee, we provide 12 months of solution-based integrative clinical care, applicable labs, as well as an automated monthly supplementation protocol, all provided on a fully digital and secure platform. This allows patients to continue to focus on their lives. We're bringing healthcare back to you, back to where it should be. And because we do better together, members will also have access to a digital community. Our monthly masterminds provide additional opportunities for accountability and solidarity. To allow for optimal flexibility within protocols, there is the option to use HSA or FSA funds versus standard insurance. This is the time for integrative medical care, especially as it pertains to Black women. Traditional styles of healing with strong modalities and diet and botanical therapies are familiar to African American culture. And Indigo Wellness's treatment approach has a particular emphasis on empowerment, education, and trust in the body's innate ability to heal. Industry reports show alternative medicine is gaining mainstream access and robust growth, with a revenue of $30 billion within the United States and $419 million in Minnesota alone. My target market covers $50 million, and I plan on accessing a baseline revenue of $350,000 by the end of year 3. There is also opportunity for additional income via authorship and the public speaking marketplace. My future growth plans are to expand licensure and clinical offering to other states containing large populations of my target market, remaining focused on those at the top levels of their industry. I will be also delving further into a series of women-centered books and thought leadership opportunities to help extend a wider audience reach. Indigo Wellness is currently taking pre-registration for patient memberships. If you are interested or know someone who may be, you can use the QR code to sign up. Media requests can use the link to connect with me as well. Thank you for your time.
Charter schools can be an excellent solution for students with disabilities. However, they struggle to adequately support students in several ways. In the U.S., 48 states report having a special education teacher shortage. Meanwhile, the number of students with disabilities in grades K to 12 has been rising ever since 1976. Currently, about 7 million students with disabilities are underserved. In addition to this, research shows that teachers have reported an increase in their workload and a decrease in their planning time. On average, a special education teacher needs 4 additional hours a day to plan instructions, collect data for their students on their caseload. Why is this? In addition to providing direct instructions to students, special education teachers have the added responsibility of writing IEPs and behavior plans, attending meetings, modifying curriculum, and implementing accommodation for each of their students, just to name a few. This is worsened by the increase in technology in the classroom that does not always work for special education students or is aligned with the students' IEP goals. This time crunch leaves little to no time for special education teachers to adequately service their students, let alone track and monitor their students' growth towards their individual educational plan. This results in an increase in the educational gap between general and special education students and increases teacher burnout. At Embolden Learning Solutions, we can help. My name is Dr. Lakeisha Witter. I have been supporting charter school districts in special education compliance, teacher development, infrastructure design for over a decade. My company aligns curriculum with IEP reporting and goals, assists with data collection, and provide special education oversight for data compliance. We do this by collaboratively working with charter school leadership teams to analyze their current practices of how they track and use IEP-specific data to make the best informed decision to support the SPED infrastructure, staff, parent, and students. By offering this solution, we reduce the amount of time it takes teachers to collect data, increase the number of accurate tools used to show students' growth, and increase the number of charter schools' special education programs that can adequately support their growing SPED population. The market size for management consulting in the US is $329 billion. Of this market, 39% consists of organizational design. Our target market is $221 million in annual revenue sales by servicing charter schools that have been in operation for 10 years or less. In 2022, our annual revenue was $97,000. 73% of our revenue came for data collection support to charter schools, and 27% came from infrastructure design for startup charter schools. In order to meet our current market demand, we would need to expand our team by hiring 2 more consultants. In addition to this, in order to stay innovative and relative, we plan to expand our market by developing a tech solution that will automate data collection and IEP alignment with curriculums. This service will expand our projected annual revenue to over $800,000 by 2026. How can you help? 90% of our current clients have come from amazing individuals like you that have spread the word about the work we are doing. You can help us by following us on social media and spreading the word if you run into anyone that cares about ensuring school districts are adequately measuring and have the tools to track students' progress. Thank you.
America loves the outdoors. Over half of all Americans make a point of spending time outside each year. Early on in the COVID-19 pandemic, millions of Americans flocked to public lands, and this spike in the visitation of national parks, national forests, and wilderness areas took a toll on resources that were already strained. Resources like campsites, trails, and shower and restroom facilities were pushed to the brink due to a prolonged increase in visitorship. When the national parks reopened to the public in the summer of 2020, decades worth of wear and tear occurred in the span of just 2 years. America's public lands are overloved and underfunded. The federal government allocates around $5 billion a year specifically for maintenance. Today, the total repair bill exceeds $30 billion, and it is still growing. In order to take care of our public lands, we as outdoors people need to get crafty and start solving the problem ourselves. But solutions need to be easy to use, and they have to be affordable. My name is Ben Presley, and I'm one of the co-founders of Impact Outfitter. What if by simply buying a tent, sunscreen, or a pair of Tevas, you could support national parks and forests? We have built a simple browser extension that plugs into our retail partners' e-commerce platforms and allows users to opt into our revenue sharing model, guaranteeing that at least 1% of their gear purchases is donated to maintenance projects at no additional cost to users. The Impact Outfitter browser extension is built upon the existing affiliate marketing ecosystem, the same ecosystem that supports the monetization of online content such as articles, blogs, and videos, influencer marketing models, and podcast sponsorships. We will be launching our extension in July with more than 130 brands, including REI, Patagonia, and Backcountry.com. It's simple. You buy gear, opt in for the donation tally, we earn a marketing commission, and then we donate 20% of that commission to nonprofits that do maintenance work on public lands. Some examples of these types of nonprofits we aim to work with are the Friends of the Boundary Waters and the Conservation Corps of Minnesota and Iowa. Long term, we aim to amass a user base of over 1 million passionate outdoors people, and we believe we can accomplish that within 5 years. This would enable us to direct over $10 million annually to the most crucial outdoor maintenance projects through the extension alone. Just 1 million users out of 164 million consumers. We're talking less than 1% of consumers in this space. Our brand partners make up the $28.3 billion core outdoor retail market, of which more than $20 billion is attributed to e-commerce sales. We estimate that the total potential for affiliate marketing revenue within the outdoor recreation category is a market of roughly $1.3 billion. And by focusing narrowly on the outdoor recreation category, we seek to capture upwards of 5% of that market, giving us a serviceable market of $65 million. Success depends on aggressive and consistent user growth and strategically timed hiring for key engineering roles to support that growth. We plan to add a second software developer as we approach the 10,000 user mark to aid in expanding our cloud infrastructure, ensuring scalability for the next phase of growth. By targeting avid outdoors people, we estimate that we can grow a user base of 100,000 users by the 2025 holiday season. Over the next 12 months, we will focus solely on marketing and onboarding the most avid outdoors consumers. In addition to utilizing paid digital advertising, we plan to meet potential users face-to-face at various outdoors events and competitions, where we will host free education and advocacy sessions and introduce the most enthusiastic outdoors consumers to our extension. In the second half of 2024, we plan to begin expanding our marketing strategy to target more casual outdoors people. We expect to become profitable when we obtain 10,000 users, and our goal is to accomplish this by the 2024 holiday season. This is just the first step in Impact Outfitters' ultimate goal of creating a cultural movement among our fellow outdoors people that empowers us to sustainably use, advocate for, and become stewards of the land and resources we all cherish. Whether you are an avid outdoors person or get outside just a few times a year, we need your help. We're currently registering users for our closed beta. If you're interested in being a part of the beta, please scan this code or visit impactoutfitter.com/beta and know that the next time you buy a piece of gear, you are making an impact.
Hmong people have been using traditional herbal medicines for thousands of years to conduct important ceremonies and to cure illnesses. Those who knew most about these herbal medicines were known as healers. And in a time when access to doctors and hospitals came far and few between, these healers were highly regarded in their communities. Now, historically, consulting a healer for recipes or herbs did not come free. Oftentimes, large sums of money would need to be paid before a healer would share any information. Because of this, over many generations, many Hmong healers had a financial incentive to keep their knowledge a jealously guarded secret. As a result, knowledge and access to these herbs was not freely exchanged. Many healers often died with their secrets, and then an entire library of knowledge would be lost. Consequently, younger generations, my generation, never learned this crucial cultural information. Now, we have an entire generation of Hmong people who don't understand the cultural significance of these herbs. After decades of assimilation, there is no denying that the Hmong language and many of our cultural practices are dying. What do you have left when your language is dying? When your people aren't gaining the skills and the knowledge necessary to uphold these traditional practices? Where does this lead to? This leads to a loss of culture. Hmong people know that these herbs are important, but they don't know how to use them, what to use them for, nor where to source them. So what can we do about it now? Hi, my name is Tang, and my family's business is Hmong Specialty Plants and Herbs. We are healers, and we want to open this knowledge first and most importantly to the Hmong community, but to other communities as well, because everyone can benefit. We specialize in growing, selling, preserving, and educating the Hmong community on these culturally relevant herbs. Our goal is to help health and culturally conscious people get access to and learn more about these herbal plants so they can uphold what remains of their cultural traditions. Our flagship products are our Hmong postpartum herbs. These herbs have been used for thousands of years in a traditional chicken soup. We have named this soup Hmong Mother's Soup. This soup offers medicinal benefits to new mothers to help them heal after childbirth. This tradition is one of the few enduring traditions and remains deeply ingrained in the cultural identity of Hmong people, and it continues to be practiced at a high rate. One of the most popular postpartum herbs that we offer has a Latin name, but no English name. In Hmong, we call it ya lia. This herb has been used for thousands of years by women to help induce their periods and to clean out the uterus after childbirth. The significance of this herb for women and postpartum care cannot be denied. We grow 80% of our live plant products in our 4,000 square feet greenhouse facilities. In addition to that, we farm on 3.5 acres of land. Currently, we grow and sell over 200 varieties of live plants, fresh cut herbs, and are introducing a line of dried herbs this fall. Lastly, we will offer educational classes, videos, blogs, recipes, and more to create awareness and to drive sales. Due to the high density of Hmong people in this area, the Twin Cities is the epicenter for Hmong plants and herbs. Nowhere else in the world does something like this exist. And we know from our market research that Hmong people who live outside the Twin Cities have a difficult time sourcing these herbs. So to service this population, we offer shipping on all of our products. We've been well received and we hope to increase revenue in this area. Customers have a few different ways that they can purchase from us. They can visit our website, they can see us at Hmong Town Market in St. Paul, or they can see us at one of our pop-up markets or at festivals. Today, my customers are primarily ethnic Hmong people. There are approximately 73,000 Hmong households in the US. We know our average annual spend per household on plants and fresh cut herbs is about $63. If every Hmong household bought that many herbs and plants every year, the total market size will be $4.6 million. Our best estimate is that about 70% of households are likely to spend this amount, and we think we can capture about 9% of that total market, resulting in nearly $300,000 by 2024. After we get a strong hold in the Hmong community and we refine our processes and operations, we plan to expand to non-Hmong people who are interested in wellness, natural, or alternative medicines. The wellness community is insatiable, worth $1.2 trillion. We see our Hmong mother's soup being the linchpin of this introduction. We'll be able to target new moms and health-conscious moms as our initial market. Once this soup gets out, more and more people will be able to enjoy it for its benefits. And so I end here asking for your support so I can continue to preserve my cultural heritage. We're currently looking for monetary and community support. Scan the QR code or visit our website to get connected. And while you're there, maybe try some Hmong chicken soup. Thank you.
Tiger nuts have the unique ability to power wellness-focused beverages. They are known as Ofio or Aya in Nigeria and are a highly sustainable supercrop that is native to West African nations. They are used to make a delicious traditional plant-based beverage called Kunu Aya. Their sweetness and unique ability to support vascular health and boost performance earned it adulation in Africa. When my mom developed sensitivities to additives in food many years ago, we added this back to our diet. However, the process to make it soon became cumbersome, and this was when I saw the window of opportunity and developed a commercial formulation of this beverage. Hi, my name is Olamide, and I'm the founder of ESO. There are way too many additives and preservatives and misleading natural flavors in functional beverages and gels. But since the pandemic, demand for cleaner products have skyrocketed as health and fitness enthusiasts alike spend more on products that would nurture their health. So, what if these consumers are presented with a clean label alternative that will not only nurture their health, but do so in an indulgent way? The fitness market can finally have a product that serves as a functional indulgence that will satisfy their palates, boost their performances, and support them in their wellness journeys. ESO is bringing a clean label opportunity to the fitness market with our plant-powered recovery shake, made with only 4 ingredients. This product is the perfect pre-workout beverage for athletes, most especially endurance athletes, because it offers the perfect composition of nutrients to fuel their bodies before any endurance activity. It is also abundant in arginine, an amino acid that supports vascular health and helps to boost energy and performance. It is also absolutely delicious, satiating, and contains 0 additives and preservatives. We have worked to develop a product that is uniquely shelf-stable with a proprietary process that we own and that is hard to replicate. For endurance athletes, it is essential to properly fuel up with adequate amount of calories, carbohydrates, and good fats prior to their activities to maintain blood glucose and sustain energy levels. ESO's Recovery Shake provides all these benefits in only 4 ingredients. The US functional beverage market is currently worth $48 billion, with over 35% of the market purchasing products with a health and wellness designation frequently. Our initial market is in the health and fitness community. These are the people that belong to health and fitness clubs, regularly purchase functional beverages through co-ops and specialty grocers, and shop online for new products. We plan to establish ourselves with endurance athletes and build a strong, loyal following in the market by selling directly to consumers, to fitness clubs, and on local food marketplaces. Our product has a suggested retail price of $4.99, and our projected revenue is $125,000 by the end of 2023. My biggest competitors are Mu Energy, Huma, and Honey Stinger. However, ESO is uniquely positioned to grow into a formidable force with our unique flavors, superior ingredients, and clean formulations. While various competitors continue to use additives to improve the thickness and mouthfeel of their products, ESO has been able to achieve these same things using only natural ingredients. Also, despite the fact that our formulation is cleaner, our price point of $4.99 is comparable to our competitors. We'll use social media outreach, optimized SEO, and paid online advertising to grow our fan base. We will also continue to nurture potential partnerships so that when we have a larger following, we'll be better positioned to launch our products into natural channels in 2024. After we capture the fitness and performance markets, we plan to branch to the mainstream market as well. We completed a 2,000 unit run earlier this year and launched at the end of May. We have also secured a spot on Bodegas, which is a marketplace that supports and connects foodies and food makers in the Twin Cities. And we plan to start selling in local gyms by the end of the summer as well. As a child of Africa, I founded a soul with a purpose. Africa is a place of abundance, yet historically, both our resources and the wealth they create have been extracted from us. So, by sourcing from small independent farmers, we are bolstering the agricultural industry and fair trade for a more equitable and prosperous future. I am seeking investments and introductions to businesses that might be interested in making these products available in their communities. And I hope that you will all join me in nurturing our health, our communities, and our planet with one beverage at a time. Thank you.
We have all been in the grocery store and seen the kid covering his ears, screaming like the world is ending. Some kids are acting out. Mom said no to a candy bar. But for others, this is sensory overload. The store is too loud or too bright. This occurs when the brain is overwhelmed by excess input from the five senses. The child becomes trapped in high stress, easily triggered, and struggling with basic tasks, leading to poor self-esteem. Hi, I'm Jennifer Glickstein, pediatric occupational therapist and founder of Dress Up to Calm Down. As an occupational therapist, I work with these types of kids all the time. Weighted tools like vests and blankets help these kids calm to prevent sensory overload. We've all heard of weighted blankets. We know they work, but you can't wear them to the grocery store. Weighted vests exist, but they're ugly and dated. Weighted tools only work if kids use them. When I tested a simple solution of putting a Superman logo on the front of a weighted vest and a cape on the back, it got kids excited and wanting to wear them. This is one of my sensory clients, Harrison, the before and after. You can see the change. Weight works by providing deep pressure input to the muscles and joints and releases our happy neurotransmitters, dopamine and serotonin, which provide a natural calming effect. When worn, it helps slow the body, slows breathing, and clears thoughts so kids can do more. I saw the need for a tool revamp, and that is how Dress Up to Calm Down was born. I took current weighted tools used for calming and made them fun, discreet, and something exciting kids want to use and are using. Dress Up to Calm Down offers discreet solutions like our weighted costumes, hoodies, and stuffed animals, which allow for individualized sensory need. Put weight in, take it out, use the weight or don't. It can be used as a regular costume, hoodie, or stuffed animal when not needed. Our advantages are that our products are a natural alternative, that are OT created, fun, and grow with the child. There are 11 million kids, their families, and providers that could benefit from weighted tools. There is huge opportunity here. Not only is sensory and anxiety affecting the kids, but there's an urgent need to address the exhaustion and burnout experienced by the teachers, the parents, clinicians, and others who work with these kids directly. To tackle this crisis and prevent the decline of these critical professions, we must create easily accessible resources. By utilizing our weighted tools, these professionals can experience immediate relief and enhanced well-being. I see my products not just being used at home and school, but in the community, at clinics, doctors, dentists, and daycares for this reason. Our weighted tools offer a practical, easily accessible, fun solution that kids want to use, which will help alleviate the emotional and physical strain on those working closely with these children. In the adapted clothing industry, 132 million is clothing designed for sensory difficulties and anxiety. 59.4 million of that is for kids and adults under 65 years old. Initially, we plan to target kids 3 to 17, which represent 22.4 million of this market. The average spend on adapted clothing is $140 a year. This year, we're projected to make $117,500 in revenue, with projected 216% growth from 2023 to 2024. With this much room for growth, we project we'll be $1 million company in 5 years. The future of Dress Up is all about distribution. We currently sell our products on our e-commerce site. Our customer base consists of 2 primary segments, therapists and parents. Therapists offer an advantageous entry point into the market, since therapists, including myself, have firsthand experience with the benefits of weighted products. By targeting therapists, we can tap into their existing client base, as they often refer their patients to us. Additionally, we plan to cater to a secondary B2B segment, which includes daycares, dentists, doctors, and schools. These professionals can provide therapeutic calming options to individuals who experience sensory and anxiety, even if they don't have a specific diagnosis. In the B2C segment, we're targeting parents of children with a sensory and anxiety diagnosis who are seeking and researching effective tools to help their children, as well as to parents who are simply just looking for a way to help their kids calm. We plan to go into clinics and other providers to educate them on the benefits of our products and how to use them, as well as table at events, conferences, and advertise. If you know someone who is struggling with sensory and anxiety, or someone who works with these kids directly, please share and help us spread the word. Sign up for our email list and follow us on our social media. Our products are available for purchase on our website, so buy now. Thank you.